If I only had $100 to shop at Ulta, this is what I would get. In my opinion, Ulta is the superior place to shop for beauty. Other retailers are great, but Ulta just has everything. You get the high end, you get the drugstore, so many brands available, and you can get way much more than just makeup or skincare. That being said, it can get overwhelming very fast because there is so much. So if you have $100 allocated to trying new beauty, or you have a gift card or whatever and you're overwhelmed, I'm here to help. I'm gonna give you the best of the best products at Ulta that you can buy with your money, because $100, you can totally stretch it out, but you can also treat yourself. So it can be hard to choose which way to go. I'm here to tell you what I have spent my $100 on and why I think these products are worth your money to make your life easier, so that whenever you go into Ulta or you go online, you already know what to buy. You don't need to be guessing. So if you want to know what $100 can get you at Ulta, let's talk beauty. Before we get started with the products, I do have one very important tip for you. Open your Ulta account. Your account will help you accumulate points that translate into actual money. So if you spend $100, you're gonna accumulate a certain amount of points, and those points will equal money, like real money. They're not like points that you can claim for sample sizes or anything. They're actual money you can spend. So you really should be opening your account if you don't have one yet. If you already do, amazing. Always be on the lookout for coupons as well. Ulta gives you coupons for everything. I'm always getting emails, and whenever I'm in my Ulta app, I always have like messages in my inbox giving me coupons, like $10 off $40, or you get 20% off randomly. Like, I'm telling you, it's the superior place to shop. So those are some money saving tips I can give you as well. Once you've got that clear, we can start shopping. Let me talk about the products. The first product I have had for way too long, but I just believe it's one of the greatest of all time if you are into natural makeup for your everyday look, but a little bit elevated, and that is the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I have two right here because I couldn't find my perfect shade. As you can see, I've gone through these quite a bit. They're pretty old. Maybe I need to buy a new one. This formula is so nice. It feels so light, but it also looks natural. It evens out your skin. I would say these are light to medium. You can build them to medium coverage because they kind of give Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk feeling. I've never owned that foundation, but I've tried it and I've heard other people say this is a dupe. I wouldn't say that simply because I haven't played with that foundation enough to know certainly, but this can give you up to medium coverage easily, and it will look so natural, just like skin. It's more on the satin side. It's not super glowy. It's not matte either, so it's perfect for any and every skin type. I love it. It wears beautifully throughout the day. I think they have revamped their shade system. I truly should be purchasing a new one soon because I love this. It is so easy to use. It looks so natural. And I've also used it whenever I want to go a little bit more glam. You know, a little bit of that soft glam with this also works, so it's very versatile, especially if you're someone who doesn't have a lot to cover or you just simply do not love a lot of coverage. I know we've spent a good chunk of our $100 budget on this, but trust me, it's worth it. Just another disclaimer that I forgot to give you before. This is not going to be like a full face of makeup kind of thing. I'm just going to talk about certain products that I think are incredible. So if you want like a full routine, we totally do that in a separate video, but for the sake of this one, just know that. That being said, I do want to talk about the greatest affordable concealer of all time, LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is my most repurchased concealer. Not only because it's $5.50, but the formula is perfect. The shade range is extensive. It's perfect under your eyes, on your face. If you have breakouts or blemishes, it's a perfect concealer that you can wear on its own or on top of foundation, skin tint, anything. You can get other shades to contour, bronze, highlight. This was super popular back in the day, back in the old YouTube days. But in my house, this is great. It's perfect. I use it so much still. It's more of a satin finish, so it's not gonna look super glowy under the eyes. It's not gonna look super drying either. It really will look like skin, which is why it's perfect all over your face, because it's not gonna dry out or highlight any blemishes or anything that you want to cover. I use it alongside my higher end concealers and I love it. I've repurchased it more than 4 times. I think and everyone in the world should own this. Even if you don't have a budget and you could spend like $50 on a concealer, this is just that good. I struggled with finding a drugstore powder for the longest of time until I found the Milani Conceal and Correct Blur Out Powder. I bought this a few months ago, and it is my absolute favorite powder. It is the best blurring powder I've ever tried. Honestly, one of the best powders I've tried, period. Look at it. It's like great packaging. It's $12.99, so again, it's not the most expensive powder, but for a drugstore, it is a little steep, but it is worth all of your money. I love that it has like a little netting so that it doesn't go everywhere. I am simply obsessed with how this makes my face look. If you don't like a blurry look, then maybe this won't be for you, but if you do find you need to blur out your pores and make yourself look a little more porcelain, then this is great. If you want to pack it on, you totally can, and that's going to give you more of that blurred look. If you want to apply it more naturally, you can. This sets your makeup and makes it last. It is unlike any other powder that I've ever tried. It blurs, but it makes things last. It doesn't make me look cakey or heavy. It is just magical. I don't think I've tried a high-end powder that does anything remotely similar to this one, so it's great. The only downside is that there are only 2 shades, translucent, and I believe there's a banana and then there's the translucent. Oh no, it's $13.99. Dude, I could have sworn it was $12.99 like 2 days ago. Another product that you've probably heard me talk a lot about in this channel if you've been here for a while, the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paints. I love the shade Smell Before Rain. I think I've almost used it up. This is just like my perfect everyday shadow. Like there is very little inside of this, but these are the best liquid cream eyeshadows, and the variety of colors, like the shade range, is unreal. You can go very natural or you can go insanely crazy neon green, depending on what you want, what you're looking for. These you don't need a primer with. They last all day long. They do not crease. They're perfect as eyeshadow bases or on their own, and they blend very easily. The other shade that I have here is Light Transcending. This is a little more orange. This is a little more taupe. You can find like your perfect everyday, slightly natural smoky nude, or you can go a little crazier. You can use these as eyeliner as well. There's so many ways you can use them. They're very versatile. They're $16, 100% worth it. I love all the colors. I have a few crazier colors. I have a blue, I have a yellow, and they're good. Like I like them, you know, but realistically, I will use the more nude shades all the time. They're totally worth it. Just try one, okay? Just try one and thank me later. Coffee break. Let's talk about another eyeshadow formula that I am bouncing off the walls for. The e.l.f. Finest Fleck eyeshadows. Oh my god, these are perfect, like mature adult glitter shadows, if you remember that concept. The perfect one and done shadow, and also the perfect topper, the perfect everything. You can apply these very, very sparsely, or you can really pack them on. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, because they're just like, they can be very sheer. I apply them very sheerly there, and they just give you like a little like, ooh, little bit of glitter. Or you can really pack them on and they will pack a little bit more of a punch. These are $7, and for $7, magnetic closure, they look high-end. Like, hello, Urban Decay dupe. Honestly, they're worth so much more than $7, but I am so thankful that they're not more than $7 because that way I can buy more. I really want, there's like a brown, like rich brown shade that I really want, but these are just so versatile. You can do so much with them. If you like glitter as a concept, but you don't want it to be falling out everywhere, you don't want it to be super chunky, these are incredible. If you like a little shimmer on the daily, you can use these on the daily. If you want a little bit of an oomph for your more glam looks, these are perfect. Or you can really build them up and make them even almost metallic. Truly, these rival higher end eyeshadows. If you don't want to fuzz with eyeshadow, if you don't want to experiment all that much, but you feel like you need a little something, e.l.f. Finest Fleck Glitter Shadows. I need to talk about another discovery that I made this year, which is the Maybelline Full and Soft Mascara. This is the perfect everyday mascara for girls who just like a little bit of an enhancement to their lashes, but nothing crazy. This like really separates your lashes, makes them look fuller, but like wispy and soft, like full and soft, literally. I bought this in person. Online, I couldn't find it. I could only find the waterproof version of this, which great. If you are more into a waterproof mascara, if you don't like smudging, or if you have problems with that, then that's perfect. This is like a very traditional wand. The formula is also very traditional. It's not too wet, not too dry, like that perfect in between. And it truly just gives you like a natural lash lift, kind of in the way that the Glossier Lash Slick, is that the name of that one? I used to love that one, but that like Glossier mascara, it's kind of in that same vein. It doesn't give you the exact same look and feel because it's quite different, but it is kind of that same concept. So if you're someone who, you know, wants to amp up your everyday look, but you don't want to do much, you cannot take like clumpier, heavier mascaras, this is gorgeous. No one ever talks about this. Maybe that's why we cannot find it, but if you can find it and you love that natural everyday mascara look, you really, really need to try this one because it is slept on, but so, so beautiful and easy to remove at the end of the day, which is just the cherry on top. Another product that is gonna come as no surprise to anyone. NYX Slim Lip Pencil. I have the shade Nude Beige. This is like one of my perfect everyday slightly contoury shades of lip liner. But the greatest part about this is that it's $6. The formula is perfectly waxy but soft, so it's not too waxy that it's hard to drag, but it's not too soft that it's gonna like just disappear once you've applied it. I also love the fact that the shade range is very extensive, so if you're looking for your specific nude for your skin tone or for your preference, you can find that. If you want something more bold, you can find it. Whatever you want, NYX will have it, and it's just like the perfect no frills formula. For $6, you can find a shade that suits you best. I don't feel like I need to go out and buy another one. Like, I could definitely have an extensive collection of these because they're very affordable and the formula is very easy and layers perfectly under a lot of products, but I don't need to. So if you're just looking for your perfect everyday lip liner that's gonna go with everything, that's gonna give you that like little pout and definition, find your perfect shade of the NYX Slim Lip Pencil for $6. And last but not least, I want to talk about the only product that I didn't spend my own money on. I was gifted these. Thank you, Rem Beauty, because these are the most incredible. What are these? I don't even know the name of them. Essential Drip Lip Oil. Okay, I have the shade Shirley, ugh, lovely, and then the shade Juice Box, which looks pretty intimidating, but it's not. These are kind of like your oil gloss hybrid. They are very glossy, I will say that. Super hydrating. They don't feel sticky once they're on, and they layer beautifully on top of so many other products. Let me clean this. These are the perfect hybrid between a gloss and an oil. As I said, they're a little sticky, but they don't feel super sticky when they're on. They do feel a little bit more oily, but they're not gonna migrate everywhere. So they're like the perfect balance in between the two. And they're also perfect to use on their own. They're quite sheer. You know, there is a little, like a hint of color. This is the other one. There is a hint of color in there, but it's not super insane. There is gonna be a subtle difference between each shade. I think they are just the most comfortable products. Whenever I have like super dry lips, I will use these as like my chapstick or like a lip balm. And they're also perfect as a lip combo. So if you want to do something very intricate, like a fun lip combo, you can apply these on top and they're not gonna like separate and disrupt anything that you've applied before them. They're just gonna amplify it and give you a little bit more of that oomph, that gloss that, you know, we love. These are $19, so pick your favorite shade and use it for everything, okay? You will not regret it. Plus, they smell incredible. Like vanilla. Like vanilla batter in the best way. They are so good. I don't hear a lot of people talking about these. I have not tried a ton of REM beauty products, but these are like a highlight for sure. And I would 100% spend my own money on them. I know when you get gifted things, it's a little bit easier to just say like, spend your money on these, but I honestly do think they're worth it. And I've used them a lot. So if I ever run out, I do have a lot of lip products, but if I ever run out of one of these, I could totally see myself going back to Ulta and buying a new one. So I know $19, again, a little steep in the budget, but I think it's worth it for these. So the grand total of this whole thing is $98.47 before tax. I did not think about that. Why? Because I live in a country where tax is already added. So maybe I should have reconsidered that, but we're gonna move on. We're also moving on from the fact that I don't know if they raised the price of a few of the products. So I'm gonna do a little fact checking as I edit this video and enter the final grand total here. But I'm willing to bet is under $100 still, pre-tax. I've bought a lot of products at Ulta that I like, that I use every once in a while and I think are great. These are products that I'm using in my routine all the time. And that's why I recommend them, because I think they're perfect no matter your skin type or your skin tone, because you can find something that works for you. Next time you're at Ulta, keep these products in mind, okay? If you try them, let me know what you think. And also, if you only had $100 to spend at Ulta, hypothetically or realistically, what are you spending your money on? I know we only covered makeup, this time around, but it could be skincare, body care, even vitamins. You can find everything at Ulta. What are you spending your money on? Let me know. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for hanging out with me and spending your time with me. I hope this was educational. I hope it was helpful at the very least. I hope it was entertaining because I always love hanging out with you. And I hope to see you right here for my next video. Like, subscribe, love you, all the things. Yay, yay, yay. I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye. Mwah.